Time Warner Cable is pleased to be an underwriting sponsor for Carolina Week.
Coming up on the September 23rd edition of Carolina Week.
The healthcare debate is heating up nationally and right here at home.
In the midst of several recent incidents involving sororities and fraternities, university officials are taking a closer look at UNC's Greek system.
In sports, the Heels look to take the sting out of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets this weekend, and a look at the revamped basketball museum.
Weathercaster John Boyer will tell us if we can expect these seasonal temperatures to stick around through the weekend.
All that and a means of expression for some of our most disadvantaged residents.
Carolina Week starts right now.
From the James F. Goodman Studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, connecting campus and community, this is Carolina Week.
Debate intensifies. Local supporters of proposals now before Congress are coming together. Good evening. I'm Chris Neal.
And I'm Lauren Magaha. They're making the state's largest healthcare provider aware of where they stand. They want the state's largest healthcare insurer, Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina, not to oppose current plans. Cars honked for health care near the company Durham headquarters Tuesday afternoon. The political action group Healthcare for America Now rallied at Blue Cross and Blue Shield offices on 15501. Some protesters with Blue Cross policy cards tried to enter the building, but Chapel Hill police stopped them. Still, group spokesperson Lenice Williams was pleased with how the event turned out.
That they really want to see some change in regards to healthcare, especially healthcare insurance, because if the insurance industry wins, we lose.
Blue Shield Bob Gretchen a letter listing 4 demands. That letter requests Gretchen to respond by September 28th.
The newest members of UNC's Greek system have more than pledging and tailgating on their minds this semester. With Delta Kappa Epsilon's recent violation of alcohol and safety policies, and the Chancellor's ongoing investigation into fraternity culture here at UNC, administrators are putting the pressure on the Greek community to clean up its act. Assistant Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs Winston Crisp told Carolina Week he doesn't want the actions of some to hurt the reputations of all. At an address to the Interfraternity Council, Crisp told members that the university's community is firmly committed to promoting all of the positive aspects of fraternity life, but we cannot and will not tolerate dangerous and destructive behavior. Make sure you tune in to Monday's edition of Carolina Week for an in-depth interview with Winston Crisp.
2 more UNC students are under arrest in connection to last week's drug raid, during which police found more than 300 grams of cocaine. Elizabeth Cogdill and Sarah Cox turned themselves into police after officials issued warrants for their arrest. The 2 weren't originally charged when Chapel Hill police arrested 2 current and 3 former UNC students with felony possession of cocaine. Cogdill and Cox didn't have cocaine on them at that time. After talking with prosecutors, police charged them with constructive possession because the cocaine was in their vicinity. There are now 5 Greek-affiliated students facing charges related to cocaine, 3 of whom belong to the Chi Omega sorority. We spoke to the Chi Omega National Executive Director, Ann Imrith, who told us this. I assure you that we are encouraging our chapter to cooperate fully with any official investigation. If there have been violations of Chi Omega rules or policies, our local chapter will handle it through our national disciplinary process.
Budget cuts throughout the UNC system are having effects here at UNC Chapel Hill, but campus officials are working to ensure a quality Carolina experience for students despite the financial turbulence. Because of the budget shortfall, the UNC system has had to make cuts totaling over $170 million. The cuts are affecting all areas of our campus.
It's touching every component of the university, from auxiliary services like safety, like facilities, to the libraries, to the faculty, to the students.
Of the 900 expected jobs being cut system-wide, more than 200 come from our campus. But will these job losses and budget cuts affect the students?
We would, in fact, have to take cuts so as to minimize the harm done to instruction, to the students.
Student body president Jasmine Jones says although the university is making significant cuts, she doesn't anticipate student activities being severely hindered.
The administration is working as hard as it can to not cut as many things that really affect the student life and research process here on campus, but to make sure that whatever we cut, it is to the benefit of the future Carolina.
University officials say that most of the job cuts will affect administrative and utilities positions. Budget cuts at UNC have also forced several campus entities to alter their activities. The union, student stores, and even the campus libraries are bearing their share of the financial burden.
We did take several budget cuts, and we lost some personnel positions. We lost over $100,000 of collection funding.
Despite the situation, Jasmine Jones doesn't expect the budget cuts to hinder her goals for Carolina this year.
I think some of the things may take more time, and so as long as the infrastructure is set up this year, then it'll go through. It just depends on what departments are mostly affected and what their budgets look like in the end.
The university has yet to release the official final budget numbers or a list of all the specific jobs being cut.
The Alert Carolina warning system seems to be working properly in all parts of campus, including Carolina North. All 5 stations on campus emitted this sound, followed by a recording giving the all clear. Those who signed up also received a text message alerting them of the test, while the whole Carolina community received an email 4 hours later with information about the emergency system. The goal is to have as many ways to get the information out to as many people as possible when a real emergency arises. Here's what you can do in a case of a real emergency. The siren will sound if an armed or dangerous person is on or near campus, there's a major chemical spill, or if there's a tornado sighting. In an actual emergency, you should take cover immediately, close windows and doors, and wait for any announcements.
Swine flu continues to be a concern in both the student and faculty populations, but the exact number of infected students remains a mystery. Campus health officials say that different healthcare providers are making it difficult to keep track of the exact number of those infected. As winter approaches, seasonal flu is also predicted to increase on campus. Student Health will be offering seasonal flu vaccines beginning October 1st. The cost of the vaccine is $25. The seasonal vaccine does not protect against swine flu.
There are many questions about the future of Granville Towers and University Square, but we do have some answers. The university has decided to work with Boston-based architecture firm Elkus Manfredi to renovate the 12-acre property. Executive Director of Real Estate Development Gordon Merkline says the university plans to transform the land into a multi-functioning area with housing and businesses. The plan also includes the addition of 200 or 300 more parking spaces. University Square business owner Betsy Hayes believes these renovations will have long-lasting effects on her business.
Yeah, I think with the university being a part of it, that certainly will be a bigger draw for people coming to Chapel Hill who are coming to see the university or who are here for conferences or meeting.
Merkline says the plans are still in their preliminary stages and actual construction won't begin for at least 3 years.
Just one street down from University Square is Elizabeth Edwards' new store, Red Window. Adam Yosem sat down with Edwards to find out how her business is faring and how it helps take her mind off the rest of life's challenges.
It is pretty. I'm sorry, it's not very pretty.
It's a rainy day in Chapel Hill, but that's not slowing Elizabeth Edwards down. She's heading off to High Point to buy more items for her furniture store, Red Window. Tuesday marked 1 month of business for Edwards, a month of great success at offering eclectic items at wholesale prices.
Business is going great, honestly. I can't think of anything in the store in which no one has expressed an interest.
Edwards has found that the economy has hurt bedroom and dining room purchases, but not living room items. She says people who can't sell their homes are sprucing them up by updating their living room furniture that Red Window specializes in. Edwards suggests buying only one piece of furniture a year.
To expect people to do it all in one fell swoop, I think is, certainly in this economy, not a reasonable expectation.
Edwards calls the store a family endeavor. Her husband John and the children often travel with her to High Point and help run Red Window from time to time.
The store is a really good example of just finding something positive to put your energy into.
Especially at a time when her husband is dealing with negative energy concerning a federal investigation and tabloid stories about his former mistress, Rielle Hunter.
Sometimes you just need to deal with the bad, and sometimes what you need to do is find something good to look at instead. And this place makes me smile.
The smile comes from the place and the support she receives from the Chapel Hill community. In Chapel Hill, I'm Adam Yosem, Carolina Week.
If you'd like to buy something from Elizabeth Edwards or just drop in to say hi, you have a limited window to do so. The store's hours are 10 to 2, Monday through Friday. Lauren, most of us don't know much about Student Congress here at UNC.
Or more importantly, the extent of the group's control. Coming up, a look inside the day-to-day operations of Student Congress.
Let's go, man.
Hello, ladies.
Can you imagine your life without animals? Here at the Durham Animal Shelter, we can't. So come see us. Your new best friend is already expecting you.
Let's give it a shot. You can do it this time. I gotta get a real dog.
When it comes to babies, appearances can be deceiving. Look at this brainwave. Very active. And this one, not doing much. You make the difference by reading, singing, and talking from birth. Studies prove it. An early start. Now that's smart.
There are hundreds of student organizations on our campus, and they all need money to operate. Jeremy Spearman tells us where that funding is coming from.
Meet Shreya Sora. She's the treasurer for the on-campus a cappella group, Tar Heel Voices.
Kind of a load off of everyone. You know, it's just really good to have that security before the year starts.
She's talking about money. Money her group will be receiving this school year thanks to funding from Student Congress.
Student Congress is where the money goes for student groups.
That's the main role of Congress, seeing that recognized student groups like Tar Heel Voices get money. Speaker of Congress Joe Manning says applying for money is an easy process if you're a recognized student organization.
We want to give as many groups an opportunity to put on events that benefit student as possible.
When a group requests funding, members simply fill out an online form and then appear before Student Congress, which debates and eventually votes on how much money the organization will receive, if any.
But many people, especially those being affected by budget cuts, want to know where the money is coming from. Well, if you're a UNC student, it's coming from your pocket.
Students pay a $39 student government fee. About half of that is used to support student organizations. With a student population of about 28,000, that's an estimated $600,000 up for grabs for student groups, and all they have to do is apply. Manning says he enjoys his role in the process.
What I'm doing isn't for me, it's for the students, and making sure that the students are having fun and benefiting is something that I really enjoy.
And students such as Shreya encourage other groups to get out there and apply for this money. It certainly doesn't hurt to try. In Chapel Hill, I'm Jeremy Spearman, Carolina Week.
For a link to the application form, please visit our website at carolinaweek.org.
The average person needs at least 8 hours of sleep a night. However, a recent study by the National Sleep Foundation found more than 60% of college students are sleep deprived. Health reporter Cami Daniels has the story about this growing problem.
It is. People never seem to get enough of it. Because of studying, writing papers, and working to pay the bills, sleep deprivation is a way of life for many college students. Senior mathematics major Andy Davenport is an EMT who often works a 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. shift at the station. He finds the work especially rewarding, but admits his energy and temperament have suffered as a result.
I would get back to my room and, still be running on a little bit of adrenaline from this job, and then all of a sudden, the body sees the bed and it wants nothing more.
Dr. Hussein researches sleep deprivation and sleep disorders at Duke Medical Center. He says a person skimping on sleep could wind up functioning below par.
If you don't start taking care of yourself and your sleep when you're young, it's just going to compound and it's going to become much harder as you get older.
When students skip out on sleep, many believe they are accomplishing more or improving their productivity, when in fact the opposite is usually true. Emotional well-being, productivity, and performance are all linked to a good night's rest.
All of a sudden I'm very short-tempered that I oftentimes find myself exploding at people, whereas that's not the real me.
If you're consistently drowsy in class and falling asleep, don't blame it on the professor. It's your sleep deprivation that's doing it.
Depriving you and those around you good life experiences. In Chapel Hill, I'm Cammie Daniels, Carolina Week.
The Association for Professional Sleep Societies says sleep-deprived students have lower grade point averages than those who make time for sufficient rest.
And speaking of sleep, John, it's been so dreary outside, makes me just want to stay in and take a nap.
I know. I stayed up late making this forecast. I almost forgot bringing my umbrella today. Make sure you know where yours is. I'll have the wet forecast coming up after the break.
What is that thing?
Looks like somebody's double chin. Must have lost it snacking on fruits and vegetables.
Somebody's gonna trip on that.
Un día en el bosque las ratas jugaban. Escucha Smokey antes de tratar.
Solo tú.
No juegues con fósforos, no juegues con fuego. No hay nada perturbable con el asustado a un pobre ratón sin casa en que vivir. Si el hermoso bosque es lo que deseas, no juegues con fósforos, no juegues con fuego.
Solo tú puedes prevenir los fuegos forestales.
¡Fuego!
Hey, welcome back to Carolina Week Weather. I'm John Boyer with a look at your uncomfortable forecast. I don't want to tease the 7-day just yet, but first we're going to take a look at the rain that's going on outside right now. Also, there we go. There's that rain we were talking about, and we'll get a little touch of fall if you didn't happen to see it behind me already, but we'll see it again, don't worry. Going out to the radar right now, you'll see where the rain is at right now across all of North Carolina. Most of it's moved east of I-95, but it is moving very slowly, so places that do get under these rain showers can dump a lot of rain in a pretty quick amount of time. In fact, there's one just about in the Chapel Hill vicinity right now. So maybe after the show, go ahead and find where your umbrella is because you'll need it for the next 4 days. Look at this surface map. It shows the system that's causing our rainy troubles across the central United States. There's an area of low pressure well off to the west of Tennessee that you see right here with another area of low pressure behind that in Colorado. The surface map will show us another area, a cold front right here off to our north that's slowly sinking to the south. That'll be the first one to impact us late in the afternoon on Friday, bringing us some rain showers during the day. Also, coming Saturday night into Sunday morning, this area of low pressure right here is going to slink off to the east, giving us another chance of thunderstorms. Finally, at the beginning of the next work week, this area of high pressure way up here in Canada, along with its drier air, will start to take control of our weather. So moving on to our next slide here, we've got a look at the rain totals that came last night. This is 24 hours of rain. You see up to 5 to 6 inches fell in some parts of Harnett County. That caused some flash flooding concerns for those folks. So any of these rainstorms do cause the potential of bringing out some quick flash flooding, but you know, we do need some of this rain. Right now, RDU is running like a 6-inch rainfall deficit, so every little bit we get can help because right now we're in a moderate drought. Beach forecast not looking too bad, just a little breezy, but let's say you're headed down to Atlanta to tailgate before the Georgia Tech game on Saturday. Do watch out for some showers. In fact, just go ahead and bring the poncho. Atlanta's looking like a pretty rough forecast, though the temperatures aren't too bad. It's 77 degrees. For tonight, expect temperatures mostly in the upper 60s across the viewing area. Showers are most likely in the northwest, about a 20% chance of that, but otherwise mostly cloudy and a pretty good chance of fog. So if you are hitting the road early, watch out for that. Tomorrow afternoon, we heat up rapidly and lose that fog. Look at that, temperature's 88. That's almost like summer, and it will feel humid, and that will spark off a few showers and thunderstorms during the afternoon with some light winds. Carolina Week 5-day forecast, we've got a roller coaster temperature ride going here. Starting out at 88 on Thursday, that's pretty warm, but then look at Saturday, 72. That's going to feel a lot more like fall. But again, just on and off, slight chances of rain showers each day up until Sunday. Then that next cool, dry Canadian air mass takes control of our weather going into the start of the next work week.
All right, John, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Rainstorms normally bring out rainbows, but it's usually after the fact. Today, rainbows came out during the rain. UNC's LGBTQ group had a flash mob to advertise for this Saturday's Gay Pride Parade. Rainbow umbrellas, rainbow socks, and colorful lace decorated the pit. It's the parade's 25th year, and it will be held at Duke University's East Campus.
The parade starts at noon, but we'll be out there at 9 decorating our float, and our theme this year is Kings, Queens, and In-Betweens.
A festival will follow the parade and will include jazz bands and an appearance by Miss North Carolina.
And now we're joined by sportscaster Simone Scott. Simone, we're looking forward to this weekend.
Simone, we're looking forward to football, but at UNC, we can always look backward to basketball.
Exactly. And don't worry, in sports, we got your Basketball Jones covered. Now, if you're suffering withdrawal waiting for basketball season to start, have no fear. Emily Hawks has the perfect solution for you. All right, so we're not going to get to that right now.
UNC's championship basketball season might be over, but the celebration definitely isn't. Fans are now talking about the renovations that took place at the Carolina Basketball Museum this summer.
It's awesome. I've been there. This is my second time. It's just everything's awesome. Like this thing's awesome. Like the Dean Smith stuff, the video in there is awesome. It's crazy.
Museum staff spent the past 3 months adding championship memorabilia and additional exhibits. The exhibit fans are all talking about is the Tyler Hansbrough case. Located next to the March Madness room, Tyler's case has his jersey, shoes, and many of his trophies from his 4 years at Carolina, as well as a video tribute.
Tyler was so gracious. We have more Tyler Hansbrough material than we could put in the museum right now. We probably could do an entire Tyler wing of the museum.
Not only did the museum upgrades honor Tyler, they also showcase other players from the 2009 championship team. On the NBA wall, Ty Lawson, Tyler Hansbrough, and Wayne Ellington join the ranks of other famous Carolina NBA players.
Good news for students. No student fees were used for the renovations to the museum this summer. It was all privately donated.
The crowning jewel of the museum is, of course, the 2009 NCAA Championship Trophy. It's housed in the trophy room and backed by footage from the 2008-2009 basketball season. Kirshner says museum renovations will continue to take place based on how well the Tar Heels do in upcoming basketball seasons. In Chapel Hill, I'm Emily Hawks, Carolina Week.
Now you can check out the Basketball Museum Tuesday through Friday and most Saturday mornings. Now the men's soccer team hosted the Buccaneers at East Tennessee State Tuesday night, and it was a wet and wild one down at Fetzer Field. Take a look at that rain. Jeez. It poured, but the players played on, no worries. But they couldn't stay upright. That goes 1, 2, one more Tar Heel down. That's okay. As the crowd capacity wasn't that big, but what more could you expect with that weather? Later on, Brett King tried to kick the ball, but he whiffed it. But luckily, the goalkeeper, Brooks Haggerty, made that save. In the 98th minute, though, Billy Schuler, comes up and scores through the Heels, giving us a 2-1 victory in the overtime segment. Now, college sports wouldn't exactly be college sports without competition. And what's bigger than the Duke and Carolina competition? Luckily, we have the Carlisle Cup. All right, so the competition started out on Friday with a bang in men's soccer. The Tar Heels pulled off a win, making the Carlisle Cup score Carolina 1, Duke Blue Devils 0. And all the sports competition is on. UNC's women's soccer team plays Duke in Chapel Hill this Thursday at 7 p.m. Now the Cup continues also in Chapel Hill on Saturday when the field hockey team takes the turf against Duke at 1 p.m. So far this season, Butch Davis has been able to take the 22-ranked Tar Heels and prove themselves to be quite stiff competition. But can they keep that streak alive? UNC's football team will travel to Atlanta to take on Georgia Tech this weekend. And the Heels defense will face a triple option attack from Tech. This is an offense that we haven't really seen much of yet, but I think we'll be able to shut them down like we did last year, holding the Jackets to only 7 points. Now, the Yellow Jackets are 2-1 this season so far, and they lost to Miami last week. Miami's offense exploded against Georgia Tech, and they found big plays after big plays after big plays. Now, after the Heels' offensive performance last week, freshman wideout Eric Highsmith and the rest of the team hopes to follow in Miami's footsteps.
Really, I mean, I just trying to catch ball whenever they call my number. I just want to go make a play, you know, get us a first down, whatever. You know, just win. That's all I want to do.
So, guys, the Heels are going to Atlanta to swat some bees, you know. Should be a good game.
Well, you know, we started off good with 3-0, top 25 ranked. We're hoping we can keep it up and make a good bowl game.
We've all come across the homeless right here in Chapel Hill.
That's right, Lauren, but sometimes they go unnoticed. Coming up, a way for them to get noticed in print.
Recycling all our Sunday papers would save over 500,000 trees a week. Recycle. It's the everyday way to save the world.
If you have a story idea, contact Carolina Week at 843-8292. You can also visit us online at carolinaweek.org. If you have questions about this program, write Carolina Week at Campus Box 3365, UNCCH, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 27599.
Can I take your order, please?
Yeah. Hi, could I get a number 2 with a lemonade, please?
Could you make that a number 5 and make it a chocolate shake?
Number 5 with a chocolate shake.
What are you doing?
I'm ordering for you.
No, actually, I'd like a number 2
with a chocolate shake.
With a lemonade, actually. Sir, could you please stop that?
I just wanted to order a number 5 with a chocolate shake.
I'd really like you
All
to
right,
stop
lady.
that. I'd like you to stop it.
No.
Hey, there are a lot of ways we can help our community. Spending our money in Orange County, whether it's filling up the car or shopping at local businesses, helps maintain our roads, improves our children's schools, and creates jobs. Spending your money locally helps us all in a big way. So remember, shop Orange first.
Research shows that writing about emotional experiences brings understanding and healing. One local literary magazine uses this technique to both heal and to give a group of local men a voice in the community. Julianne McKellogg has more.
Tommy Owens once lived on the streets we walk down every day. But he says writing for the literary magazine Talking Sidewalks has helped him get back on his feet.
When I write, I just don't think about it. I get to see it, you know, on paper and review it and look over it and see where I'm at in my recovery.
Owens has been writing for the magazine since its first publication last fall. At the time, he was a regular here at the Interfaith Council Community Center on Rosemary Street. He says the magazine gives him and others the opportunity to explain their stories.
It just gives people an idea that alcoholics and drug addicts, they're not bad people, they just make bad choices.
The magazine's co-chair and UNC senior Jonathan Young says many of the writers find Talking Sidewalks offers them a chance to open up.
They have stories to tell and they have things they're passionate about. So they're able to use that in the magazine and share that and give back to the community and own something, which is really powerful.
The group meets twice a week to share ideas and stories and to write. This opportunity has helped Owens, and he hopes it does the same for others.
Everybody that's like struggling or suffering from addiction, you know, needs a chance to recover.
And Talking Sidewalks gives them that second chance. In Chapel Hill, I'm Julianne McKellogg, Carolina Week.
All right, that does it for this edition of Carolina Week.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a good night.